What's up guys, Alvaro here. Welcome to the Bilingual Stock Market channel again. On this channel, we talk about the markets and we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. And in this video, and as I do it Mondays through Thursdays, I want to make a quick stock market update, so I want to break down some technicals going over the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, but also breaking down three stocks that in tomorrow's trading session are going to be on the very top of my personal watch list. And I also want to show you some trades that I closed in today's trading session. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. And today we had a slow day, guys, with a volume that was below average. And despite the fact that we had a slow day with a volume that was below average, the S&P 500 had a record close, reaching a new all-time high, and the S&P 500 finally at last reached 4,500 points, and that is a situation that I have been calling out here on the channel during the last 2 or 3 weeks. So that ended up happening today, and I have told you plenty of times, guys, that any stock or any index can go up a lot on low volume, and that's exactly what happened with the S&P 500 today. The S&P went up today 0.22%, Dow Jones went up 0.11%, Nasdaq also reached a new all-time high today, up 0.15%, the Nasdaq 100 also reached a new all-time high. We are going to go over the Nasdaq 100 in just a second, and the Russell 2000 was the best performing sector out of the bunch, up today 0.44%. But other than the meme stocks that you guys know, today was for the most part a boring day, even though I closed today 3 trades. And when it comes to the sectors that trade inside the S&P 500, the best performing sector today was the financial sector, which is a sector that lagged during the last 2 trading sessions, and the worst performing sector was the healthcare sector. So today we saw some sort of rotation back into the financial sector, which is positive for the markets, because let's not forget that the financial sector is a very important and heavy sector inside the S&P 500. And now I want to show you guys 3 trades that I closed in today's trading session. And if you guys remember, GameStop was one of the stocks that I broke down from a technical standpoint in yesterday's video, and I told you, watch out for GameStop. I am going to pick up some shares of GameStop at $200 if that area happens to be visited today, in this case. So today GameStop visited $200 this morning. It actually broke the lower support of $200. It managed to find support at $197, and then it went on an absolute tear up to $226. So this morning I purchased 25 shares of GameStop at pretty much $202, paying $5,048, and I sold out of these shares later on today. This was a 45-minute trade or something like that, 30-minute trade. It was a very quick day trade. So I sold these 25 shares at $216, being paid $5,409. So I ended up making over here a $350 profit. And as I just said, guys, in just a matter of a few minutes. And another trade that I closed today, and this is a stock that you guys know that has been on my radar lately, Moderna. I actually just picked up 20 shares of Moderna at $391.60, and as of now I have an unrealized gain over here of $125. I actually opened this position a few minutes before the closing bell rang. So let me show you the trade that I closed today. Let me pull up here the history of Moderna. And in the case of the trade that I closed today, so I started this trade on August 23rd, purchasing 20 shares of Moderna at $408.23, paying $8,164. And then, was this the trade? No, sorry, that's not the trade, guys. My bad. So on August 24th, I purchased 20 shares of Moderna at $389.64, paying $7,792. and I sold out of these 20 shares this morning when Moderna reached almost $405, and I was paid $8,099, pretty much $8,100, and this was a trade with which I made $300. And another trade that I closed today was on Tattooed Chef. Tattooed Chef has been on an absolute tear, guys. The stock of this company went up today 6.37%. My price target actually was $22, guys. But Tattooed Chef was so overbooked on the 4-hour chart that I was like, now this stock cannot keep on going up forever. So I am going to lock in the profit here. And if it happens to pull back, which is the most likely thing to happen, taking into account how overbooked the stock of this company is, maybe I can re-enter Tattooed Chef, or I can open a new position. So on August 13, I purchased 150 shares at $18.30, paying $2,744. And I sold out of these 150 shares like 20 minutes before the closing bell, when Tattooed Chef went up to $20.24, and I was paid $3,035. So I ended up making over here $300. Today I ended up making in total $900. This was a very good day. I cannot complain, and I feel very happy, because this is what I do for a living, guys. Okay, in the case of the S&P 500, we have a new all-time high at 4,501 points. The S&P 500 went up today 0.22%, and it closed today's trading session at 44.96. And if we take a look at the relative strength index, guys, it is pretty much at the same spot that it was yesterday when the trading session ended. So can the bulls keep on going up? Yes, they can. So what are we looking at now? Because as of now, we are pretty much in no man's land. So if the new all-time high happens to be broken to the upside, what are we looking at? 45.10, 45.20, 45.30, who knows? And mind you guys, remember, on Friday, we're going to have the Federal Reserve at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mr. Jerome Powell is going to be giving a speech because of the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium, which is going to be held online. It is going to be a virtual meeting on Friday. So I would say I would expect tomorrow's trading session to be another, trading session in which we're going to see a low volume, and we are not really likely to see a lot of activity, because the markets are pretty much expecting the Federal Reserve on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if we happen to see some sort of pullback in tomorrow's trading session, the main area of lower support that I am going to be looking at is going to be 44.80, which happens to be a former all-time high that was reached back on August 16th. But other than that, guys, I am not really expecting a lot from tomorrow's trading session, because as I just said, the markets are pretty much expecting for the Federal Reserve on Friday. We are still obviously on a clear uptrend. We are trading above the moving averages. The RSI looks very healthy from what I see, that's 64 points. So we need to wait until Friday to see if we can go way higher than 4,500, or if maybe, and depending on what is said on Friday, and mind you guys, I don't expect the Federal Reserve to announce any sort of tapering next Friday. Maybe that could happen, in my opinion, in the next Federal Open Market Committee that is going to take place in September, but I don't think that we are going to listen to anything really relevant on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's wait until Friday. Friday might be a fun day in the markets. And when it comes to the Nasdaq 100, we also have a new all-time high over here at 15,404 points, and the Nasdaq 100 went up today. It pretty much closed today's trading session flat. It went up 0.07%. So if I zoom in here on the 4-hour chart, in terms of overhead resistance, we are pretty much in no man's land. We don't have any previous reference in terms of overhead resistance, and we closed pretty much 35 or 40 points below the new all-time high. So in terms of lower support, I am going to be looking at tomorrow at the very same area that I called out in yesterday's video, guys. 15,150 points, which is a previous area of overhead resistance that already acted as such for the Nasdaq 100 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. On 8 occasions before it acted as overhead resistance, but we are also talking about an area that acted as lower support for the Nasdaq 100 back on August 23rd. And other than that, we are at the very same spot that we have been lately on a clear uptrend. We are trading above the moving averages, so there is absolutely nothing wrong with the Nasdaq 100. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the first stock of this video, Context Logic. And I was taking a look at the short interest of Wish, guys, which by the way went down today 1.97%, and it closed today's trading session at $6.98. And the short interest of Wish is very low, guys. It is at 7 or 7.5%. So that pretty much rules out any possibility of seeing a short squeeze in the case of Wish. So I am going to zoom in here on the 4-hour chart, and I really like the technical setup that I am seeing over here in the case of Wish. And by the way, guys, Wish went down today 1.97%, and it closed today's trading session at $6.98. So check this out, guys. We have two important areas of overhead resistances that are coming up for the bulls of Wish. The first one, this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart that acted as resistance in today's trading session. The bulls of Wish couldn't take on this 50 SMA today at $7.20. And the other important area of overhead resistance for Wish is at $7.70, which is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for Wish back in May and June. So I'm thinking, guys, that if the bulls of Wish can take on these two resistances and good volume and momentum, then the other gap that needs to be filled is going to be up to $9.50, which is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for Wish back on August 5th. It also acted as support back on July 15th, and we are also talking about a former area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of Wish failed in May. And on top of that, we have the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart coinciding with a previous area of support and resistance. So that implies that whenever the bulls of Wish can take the stock of this company higher, they are going to have to deal with an important area of overhead resistance at $9.60. So that would be my price target in order to close this trade. So if I were able to take this trade the way that I am describing it, picking up some shares of Wish at $7.80-ish, then from $7.80 or $7.90 up to $9.40, we could be potentially making a profit of almost 15%. So watch out for Wish, guys, because the stock of this company seems to be reversing this horrible downtrend that we have seen since several months ago, and it looks like the bulls of Wish managed to bottom out at $6.08, and this could very well be a momentum play, no doubt about it. And by the way, if we take a look at the relative strength index of Wish, it is at 52 points. So this move, this push higher up to $9.50 is definitely in the cards. And the second stock of this video is going to be Lucid Motors. And what is going on with Lucid Motors, guys? So the stock of this company went down today, 4.47%, and it closed today's trading session on $21.81. And we can make the case, guys, that since Lucid hasn't started to sell their vehicles, then until we don't get any good news about Lucid starting to sell its vehicles, then the stock of this company is going to be under pressure, no doubt about it. I really wish them well. I think that Tesla needs a valid competitor because, neither Ford or GM or Volkswagen, those are not competitors to Tesla. So I think that Lucid has a first chance of, offer Tesla some good competition. So I am really hoping for Lucid to start selling their vehicles sooner rather than later, because I truly believe that a healthy competition is also healthy for any company out there in order to improve the products that they sell. So in the case of Lucid Motors, guys, we can see over here on the 4-hour chart a clear horizontal channel in which Lucid has been trading since, let me see over here, guys, since early June. So Lucid hasn't done much. It has been bouncing up and down inside this horizontal channel. So I believe, guys, that maybe if the bulls of Lucid can take on the moving averages on the 4-hour chart, the moving averages that I use, the 50 SMA at $22.76 and then the 180 SMA at $24, then they are going to have a first chance of filling the gap up to the upper line of this horizontal channel that I just told you about at $27.76, or let's round it up until $28. $28 is also a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of Lucid failed back on July 23rd, and they also failed back on July 6th and also back on June 8th. So if Lucid could make this push higher, we are talking about a trade, guys, from which we could obtain an 18% profit, a very solid profit. So I am going to keep a close watch on Lucid, no doubt about it. And the second the bulls can take on this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart near $22.80 or $23, I am going to be picking up probably 100 or 100 shares of Lucid. And if we take a look at the relative strength index on the 4-hour chart, it is at 45 points. It is very, but very healthy. So we can make the case that Lucid is neither oversold nor overbought. So maybe if the bulls can take on these two moving averages, we could see a push higher up to $28. So keep Lucid under your radar. And the last stock of this video is going to be Nordstrom. And in the case of Nordstrom, the stock of this company got absolutely crushed. In today's trading session, it went down 17% and it closed today's trading session at $31.14. And Nordstrom reported earnings, guys, and today I was very busy, so I haven't been able to take a look at the report, and I am going to do it here with you guys. So this is going to be, for the most part, a live reaction. So where is let me see, what is the earnings report of Nordstrom? It looks like the stock of this company was downgraded. Let me see over here. Yeah, Credit Suisse maintains neutral and Nordstrom lowers price to $34. But I think that I saw a downgrade from JP Morgan. Let me see. Yeah, Nordstrom downgraded to underweight from neutral at JP Morgan. And yeah, with a price target of $34, and Nordstrom closed today's trading session at $31. And if I happen to be able to see the earnings report, and that was yesterday, right? Let me see if I can see the earnings report over here. So here it is. So Nordstrom, that was yesterday. Yeah, correct. So EPS came in at 49 cents, beating the estimate of 28 cents. Well, that was a very nice beat over there. And in the case of sales, let me see. Revenue growth, where are the sales at? I mean, I don't have the information here complete, guys, but I think I heard on TV. Yeah, I don't have the revenue. I don't have the revenue information. My bad. But it looks like they reported decent earnings, and when it comes to the earnings per share, this was actually a very solid beat, guys. 49 cents versus 28 cents estimate. But unfortunately, Thinkorswim doesn't show me the revenue or the sales. So I don't know what happened here. What happened here with the sales of Nordstrom. So you guys are going to have to do your own due diligence. So Nordstrom is going to be by far, guys, on the top of my personal watch list in tomorrow's trading session, because first of all, the stock of this company is very oversold. We can see the relative strength index of Nordstrom at 28 points, very oversold. And once the stock of this company dropped in a very aggressive way today, the bulls managed to find support at a very important area of lower support at $31. $31 is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for Nordstrom back on July 27th, and it also did it back on July 16th. And we are also talking about a former area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of Nordstrom failed back on December 21st of last year. So if tomorrow I happen to see the stock of this company starting to consolidate slightly above $31, I am going to be picking up 100 or 150 shares of Nordstrom, in which case my price target is going to be the next important area of overhead resistance for the stock of this company at $36.50. $36.50 is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of Nordstrom failed back in late June and also back in early July. But we are also talking about a former area of lower support that acted as such back in late April and also back in the beginning of May. And also this area, the $36.50, also acted as lower support back in the beginning of March. So picking up shares of Nordstrom at $31.30 or $31.20 and selling out of those shares at the next area of overhead resistance that I just told you about at $36.50, then we could be, if we can close this trade the way that I am describing it, we could be potentially locking in a profit of almost 15%. So watch out for Nordstrom tomorrow, guys, starting to consolidate slightly above $31 and gathering momentum in order to make a push higher and eventually fill the gap up to $36.50. And with Nordstrom, I am going to wrap up the video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to the channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out.